Happy Sunday, guys, and welcome to the venue live. My name is Roger Ramirez, and this is Houston's first online live performance venue brought to you from R&R Studio. Today, we're in the studio with David Coté. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, dude. Well, welcome.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks.
We talked about a month ago about making this happen, but we finally got you in. And so, are you having a good Sunday so far?
Yeah, I'm very excited, a little nervous, and
A little nervous, yeah. I would be
uh,
fucking nervous too
yeah.
if I was in your shoes.
You got a beautiful place, man. I love
Thanks,
this.
man.
That's why I was so inspired to ask you and reach out to you because Bobby Tapia told me about you.
Bobby.
And I saw your stuff online, man. It's just beautiful.
Bobby is a good friend of mine. We always take selfies when we see each other. He's always giving me shout outs. So shout out to Bobby, man.
He's got to take selfies so he remembers seeing you after you hung out.
All right. So where are you from, man?
Originally from the West Coast, Arizona. I grew up in Phoenix, and then my dad transferred up north, and I lived in the mountains on the Indian reservation for a few years, and have a pretty diverse childhood. Moved out here 25 years ago to Dallas to help my uncle out, running an organization in Dallas, Big Heart Ministries, and he's passed away now. I've moved on. I've worked at Delta, UPS. I tried to quit the music
You a
thing a long
pilot?
time ago. No, I wish. I wasn't a driver for UPS either. I was a loader unloader.
Oh, cool.
But
So what got you into music, man? Like, have you always played music, and what
think-
inspired you to be like, I want to do music?
I just owe it to my parents for buying a little piano. Like when I was a kid, I don't know if
Yeah,
you ever
yeah.
seen those little tiny baby pianos
Yeah.
with a little bench, and they would be watching TV, and I would be trying to play the music on it. So I would kind of replicate the sounds.
Figuring out like
I
melodies
think,
and stuff.
I think what was it? Sylvester Stallone, Rocky was the first song I ever played. Dun dun dun
Oh,
dun
yeah?
dun dun. And then that my parents came over, and my mom says I played Chariots of Fire. I doubt that ever happened. If you hear that story, it's a lie. But she, said I was over there playing Chariots of Fire. I wasn't.
It's funny how that because I've heard that same story multiple times. That when people start getting into music, they'll play some like amateur instrument, but they'll be playing melodies. And so that happened to me as well. Whenever my dad gave me a recorder when I was little, I was sitting there like playing just any melody that I could think of, and I'll be like, look at what I'm doing. And so I wonder if that's how like musicians start, just by picking out little melodies that they like. That's
Exactly.
sounds very familiar. Just everybody always has that kind of story whenever they begin.
Long story short, man, I think it just passed on to now. Now when I hear a cool song, like unfortunately I heard some great music the other day, and I looked it up, and it was somebody I'm not going to say right now. But somebody you
A
know.
little close. There you go.
Yeah. So it was Post Malone. Anyway, and I looked it up, and I was like, no, I can't sing this. I can't perform this live. But I wanted to replicate that melody. I liked it. It moved me.
It's catchy.
But then
man.
you got to have the words. You got to have the melody. But as a musician, you're really just echoing something you love. Like unless you're just faking it and hacking it, you're really hearing something and you're reproducing that because you love it. And so I think that's just kind of hopefully carried on through my years. And
Yeah. And when did you start writing original music, man? By the way, I like your original music. It's
thank
pretty
you
dope.
very much. Thank you very much.
You have a good voice.
Thank you.
If you haven't heard him, you'll get to it today.
We no pressure. Yeah, we had a good time, man. I recorded that album in 2010 with some good buddies of mine, Heath, Jason.
It sounds great,
Jackson.
by the way. Sounds great.
Thank you. They kind of pieced together. Unfortunately, I don't have a very organized schedule in my day. It's hard for me to write songs unless they just happen. Like oops, there's a song, and that's exactly the way it's going to be. Otherwise it's going to be 3-5 years, 10 years down the road until I finish it. It just seems to be like it just happens or it doesn't. I've sat down and tried to write, and I've never been happy with anything. So my writing has always been an accident, or just a replication of like a pain I'm going through, or a hope I'm feeling, or emotion that I have. For example, Something New is the name of a song on the album. And me and my buddy recorded it live in my apartment. And we were just sitting back. We were talking about, man, these ladies, these girls, they're just dragging us along. And what's going on? And we were just talking about the idea of relationship and how, is this really something new? I mean, it feels new to you, but let's be honest with each other. So we were drinking a beer, and we wrote that song. And It's not perfect studio quality, but it's got the heart and the emotion that I can listen to and say, man, that's awesome. It's a little embarrassing production wise, but as far as hearing the heart of it, that's what I want to do is make music like that. You know.
That's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Sometimes it's taken me, and you're right, years to finish a song. Sometimes there was one time where I sat down to write one song, and I wrote it like in an hour.
Wow.
But there's other songs that have taken me years, and I can't think of the right verse. I'll go through life or keep going through life, and then a couple of years later, I'll be like, wait, that would be great for that one song. So you'll go back and finish it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. How many instruments do you play?
I mainly play the guitar, but since I've been kind of looking at being more creative, I took a couple drum lessons. So I play a little bit of drums. As you'll see today, I'm just going to play on the drum pad, so you won't really have to see how bad I am.
So explain a little bit about what you're going to do today, because it's we've had guys that kind of do a little of what you do, but I feel like you're the only one that's kind of taking it to that next level of like actually having the different instruments. So what are you going to do?
Well, we're kind of throwing it together with your help today. I wouldn't have been able to figure out how it all worked. We're going to be looping the drum pad, which is a Roland Hansonic, and I'm using a boomerang looper. It's a guy from Grapevine. It's a local product, beautiful, costs about $500. It's got 2 channels in, 2 channels out. So what you send in is what comes out. There's no quantifying. There's no fixing it.
Local, you mean like from
Grapevine, Texas.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yep.
Texas local.
Yep.
Oh,
Local
cool.
Grapevine, Texas. Sorry, it's a big.
No,
Texas is a big state.
I'm very on. I don't know a lot of things.
Gotcha.
North of
You
that.
got
See,
it.
how do you know that?
Because who doesn't? That's where.
Really? Did you know that too?
That's where Great Wolf Lodge is. And what's that place?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. How am I
The
supposed to know
Gaylord
that?
Texan.
Gaylord, Texan. That's 'cause you don't
DFW Airport is the main attraction.
Well, thanks. I don't know anything besides these walls. You know.
All you need is GPS nowadays.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I need it all the time. I mean, sometimes I need it to get home.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I do too, but I don't look up random places that I'm not going to.
No, we're going.
Oh, we're going there?
We are.
To that spot?
We're going to Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, it's nice space. They're gonna have fun.
Sure.
There's little treasure hunts that can go around and hit these little things with the wand, and then to follow an adventure. And there's a park there they can swim in, indoor
Oh yeah.
water slides.
Is there alcohol there?
I think with the kids you'd have to have alcohol for the parents because there's a lot of kids.
That sounds like a great plan. So I'm sorry for
No
rudely
problem.
interrupted.
No
by
problem.
Places that I haven't. Nah, I'm just kidding.
No problem. Randomness. I'm recording
so-
into the boomerang pedal from Grapevine,
Uh-huh.
and
So yeah, you maybe drop a card.
as far as we're just gonna be creative today. I'm not gonna have any expectations, but my goal is to lay down the beat, record a good verse and chorus that I can sing and play over, and I'll loop the bass
Yeah.
guitar and I'll loop some guitar.
It's
and
just hard, man.
see what
It's
happens.
really hard. I've always been afraid of the looper. It's a fear of mine. I'm afraid that I'm gonna
You gotta
like
breathe.
make an ass out of myself first off, because it's too much to remember, bro. Like hold it down for 2 seconds, stop it.
Yeah, it's got you
Fucking-
dancing.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's too much, you know.
I trip sometimes, and it looks like I got my rock. My rock moves, but I'm really just tripping.
So what are some of your influences? What do you listen to whenever you're not listening to your own music?
Man, I'm all across the board. I like everything from rock, blues, a little bit of country, EDM. I'm all over the place.
Santana?
Santana, love Santana.
Get that from her.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, one of my favorites. I grew up pretty random, man. I had my mom on one side who was giving me, of course, the gospel tracks, the Christian tracks, and she had to approve my music when I was a kid. So I got to listen to Michael W. Smith, which is a Christian artist, and he was kind of like, I think he just really just emanated the 70s and 80s music and a lot of keyboard, a lot of synth. And then Metallica was one of my first favorite bands. Listened, of course, to one, and then the Black Album was my first. Really got to immerse myself into that one.
There's a lot of people that reference that album.
Yeah.
Can you write that down so we can? Thank you. So that we can later. Oh, I thought you were actually gonna write it down. I was like, don't write it down. No. Okay. No, you can. It's no, but you can. Please write it down so I can look at it.
Another one was Joe Satriani. guitar
Okay.
player. Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. Love the instrumental guitar players, classical trained. So I love just about every kind of music for a little while, in some doses.
If you could collaborate with somebody that's famous, who would that person be? To write a song, if it was your choice.
Oh man,
That's the first time
That's
we
a
actually
tough
write something
one.
down. By the way, thanks.
that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. To write a song, I'm really, as far as a songwriter and musician, I really look up to Brendan James.
Okay.
He's not I mean, he might be well known now, but he's always been kind of under the radar. Piano player. He's kind of like Elton John of today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
I
If you
didn't
have
look that up.
Brendan James, it's awesome music. Check it out. If I could sit down and write some tunes, it would be with that guy. Of course, not trying to do career suicide or anything, but every once in a while, John Mayer would be a pretty cool dude to hang out with, write some tunes with, play some guitar.
Yeah,
licks.
man.
And
He's-
since I get accused of him every once in a while, so it's dangerous to
I've
mention
heard
an artist
yeah,
that you
yeah,
might.
yeah. I've heard that his newer stuff is pretty good. Now I'm like, the last I heard of John Mayer was like Continuum,
Yeah.
which is like a
Couple
lot of
albums.
years.
Yeah, yeah. He's
ago.
got some history since then. I haven't followed him real closely, but I admire his spectrum and if you like diversity, man. I mean,
He's a badass.
he's hitting like pop, blues,
oh yeah.
like all kinds of different genre, even jazzy stuff from and originally when he first started out.
What is one venue? How long have you been in Houston, by the way?
I've been in Houston for 2 years now.
And you've been gigging around town?
Yes, sir.
And okay, so what is one venue that you haven't played at that you'd like to play at?
Man, in Houston, I don't know, man. I've been kind of jumping on the piggybacking with Gary Kyle and Will Carter. They're artists here in Dallas, and I've been playing Firehouse, Do-Si Do, The Rustic. Those are fun venues. I don't really know of any that I'd.
Not played at?
Would you recommend any?
I mean, I know a lot of places, but what is one that you'd like to get in? You don't know of any others that you haven't?
No, not off the top of my
Okay.
head. I mean,
Okay.
House of Blues here. I love House of Blues in Dallas. Beautiful there.
You played there
I've
before,
never
the
been
House
to
of
one
Blues?
here. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
What about have you played at White Oak?
Never have.
Okay, maybe we can. But you're leaving, right? You're leaving Houston.
Everything's up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Everything's up in the air. I'm
Okay.
glad to be here today, and that's all I know. I'm going from here to here, and the next step,
Okay.
I'm not sure, man. I've got a couple ideas. I literally sold my vehicle on the way here to put towards another vehicle that I'm going to use for A, B, or I'm going to rent a U-Haul on Tuesday and use that to move to the next location. So,
Oh wow, man.
and Arizona is on the radar. That's where I came from. That's where my family's at, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, my cousins, and I miss them all. I've been out here 25 years doing my own thing, and so it might be time to head home for a little while.
Arizona is the state next to Texas, right? All right. All
It's-
right. So
It's
so-
a couple over. It might be
so-
a couple over.
Yeah. Okay.
New Mexico, Arizona.
What? So it's New Mexico, then Arizona, right?
Yeah, yeah.
New Mexico is beautiful.
Yes.
Sorry, I just had to point that out.
My dad lives up north in Arizona, which is right on the border of New Mexico. That's where I spent like maybe 6 years.
It's
growing up.
beautiful, like in
Yeah.
that area, dude.
Man, when
The
I was
mountains?
a kid, yeah,
Right, there's mountains there, right? 'Cause
when I was a
drove through
kid,
there.
they didn't give me Ritalin until I was in high school because as a kid, I could run into the forest for miles and miles and miles and hit trees. And my mom would ask, like, where are all my broomsticks going? Because back then you could screw them, you could like, unscrew them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I watched Conan the Barbarian, and I would just be like, beat myself up, and I would
yeah.
just run into the forest and hit trees. And that was like the best time of my life, man. Living on the Indian reservation, just beautiful nature. Like you see dams, otters, canyons where guys, you hear the stories of where dudes would drive their car and play chicken and drive off a canyon.
no.
And so, like, say, I don't know, man. I think it was like a 60s thing, but like, say, me and you were in a car and we're driving, there's a cliff there. We go as fast as we can, and the last person to stop wins.
Oh, hell no.
So if you drive
I've
off
seen
the-
that in movies. I've seen that in movies.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
about it in movies, but as a kid, I got to go and like check out this craziness. It was a beautiful way to grow up. White River was the name of the place.
Would you ever do that?
McNary. No.
Nah.
I'll let you win.
Yeah.
I'm not that competitive.
So, do you have any music are you working on some new music?
I've got a ton of songs I've started, and like 5 of them that I want to record this year, and that's the goal.
And where can people listen to your music right now online? I remember we were just streaming.
Yeah.
By the way, that music that y'all were hearing, if you watch this later or you're watching right now, that was him. That's pretty cool, man.
Thank you, man.
Like the music.
We were streaming it from bandcamp.com, and David Coté is the name. You can just literally Google David Coté Bandcamp, and you'll see 2 albums. There's a 10 Till, which is 10 songs on a full-length CD. It's got a couple extra, like 5 bonus songs. And then there's actually a Christmas album my mom asked me to record.
I did see that.
And it's
I did
really
see that.
embarrassing. But I leave it up there anyway because
Why is it
my
embarrassing?
voice was really pure.
Oh, okay.
You know, like not like a monk or anything, but it's embarrassing. But
Castrato-like?
it's I don't know, just check it out if you want. Embarrass me, but yeah, albums are like pictures. You know, like you get an old family photo and you see a picture of yourself and you're like, man, what was I thinking, right? So to me, albums and songs are similar. You take a picture and it's a snapshot, and whether you're proud of it or not, that's what it is, and you got to accept that as a time in your life that you did that.
Yeah,
you know. So
there's a lot of songs that I've recorded on YouTube that I've made private.
yeah, I've got some as well.
Lots of those. So don't go look for them, my guys. Where can people find you on social media?
MySpace, David Coté Band is one outlet. Instagram would be David Coté Music, COTE. That's Coté, David Coté Music. And I'm gonna try to simplify and make everything David Coté Music. You can email me at davidcotemusic @gmail.com, and that's pretty much it. I had a website that's kind of fallen by the wayside right now, you know, and just taking advantage of Facebook and Instagram, and I'll rebuild from there. So.
And do you have a full band?
Well, I got a bunch of guys I love playing with, but it's been a while. They're in Dallas, and we were hitting Trees. Trees is one of my favorite venues to play down there in Deep Ellum, and we were playing there like every month or every other month, and really having a great time. And we had a rehearsal space in Dallas. We were paying $750 for this room, and we'd all pitch in for it and practice every Wednesday, and it was a great time, man. But it seemed like everybody kind of got married. You know, congratulations, guys. But you know, it changed the dynamic of the band, of course, for sure. And so I've been kind of doing the solo duo trio. Trio's my favorite recently. I've been really like a drummer and a bass player.
Well, once you get your trio, if you want to bring them over here,
okay,
we'd love to have you.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
And the full band, tell those dudes that even though they're married, it's okay to play music.
All right, that's what I say, man.
Like
if your wife will let you.
If she don't let you, then
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody made not a wise choice.
Oh man. Yeah, I try to stay out of that side of the opinions.
Nah, I like to give my
What's
opinion.
funny is that all the girls came to me. They're like, "Hey, I want to know more about so and so," and I'm like. And I ripped him a new one.
That's how they reeled him in?
I gave like the worst scenario possible. I was like, okay, listen what he does. Okay, this is going to be... do you know? And I tried to like, don't get with this guy. I tried.
You tried.
I tried. And then like a month later, it's like, engaged.
Maybe it was your fault. They were like, ooh, a bad boy.
It was something, man.
Maybe they like those
I tried
bad boys.
to turn her away. Just like, hey, man.
Just never know, man.
He's an oddball.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here, man. Thank you for making the effort.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And
on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, guys. Thank you for being here on a Sunday. So I'm going to send a couple of shout-outs. Kevin Hamlin. I don't know if you know Kevin Hamlin. He does a Tune Out Cancer Fest here in Houston. All the proceeds go to Texas Children's Hospital for children with cancer. So this year, it was at the Wildcatter Saloon. He's doing great things. If you're looking to gig around, Kevin Hamlin, that's a good name to remember.
Okay.
I want to send a shout out to Ivan Oropesa with Rock Animal. Every Wednesday here, we have a Spanish rock concert. They're one of our partners. We get bands from all over the state. So we've dedicated that day for just Spanish rock music. We like to help out all genres and all languages. You know, we've had a Russian singer, an Ukrainian singer. And so
you have a very diverse group, man. I've looked at probably 10 or so of your videos, and every group is amazing. They're talented, very diverse. A lot of reggae, some rock, man. I'm
everything,
very
man.
Yeah.
Everything. We're very blessed that there's a lot of bands that are kind enough to share their talent with us. So another guy that I want to send a shout out to is Severo Brown with KPFT. He's a radio show host for KPFT. What's their number? I don't know what their number is, but KPFT. No, not their radio station number. 90. Oh, it's 90.1 with KPFT. I thought I guess the same thing. Same radio station, different guy though. So 90.1 FM. That guy, Severo Brown, he's just a badass dude. He's one of our partners, and he's working on our merch right now. He's gonna be watching this later, but we're starting a new show on Sundays, which is gonna be all Zona Libre, which means like the free zone. So we're gonna be showcasing all types of music on that day. Spanish, from cumbia, norteño, merengue, salsa, rock, reggae, everything. But he's one of our partners, and so I love showcasing artists with him here. He's just a great interviewer, man. Shout out to Severo Brown. Look him up, Zona Libre. Look him up on Facebook. Hank Lamb, also with 90.1. He's another person that I don't know if you know any of these guys. They all watch this show, so if you're looking to do some radio interviews, FM stations, I can get you into those. So because they're gonna love what you do, man. I love what you do, and I just freaking met you.
Thank you.
And Hank Lamb, he always given us good advice since the beginning, since we started 6 months ago. And so also Westone Audio, our sponsor for in-ears, which you're using them right now. I like them. I think they're awesome. If you're looking for in-ears, guys,
very comfortable. Sounds great.
Go to their website and type in the code that you see on the screen. RR Studio 15 should be right there on the screen. It's red, and so it'll give you a 15% discount. And so if you're watching this now or in the future on YouTube, guys, hit that subscribe button. We want to grow, and we want to showcase more musicians around town, and just support the music scene, man. And so we're getting a lot of support from the bands and a lot of support from the fans of the band. Thank you for all the support. If you're watching on Facebook, go look up David Coté. Follow him, like him. He's got cool music, guys. Share this video. It's free to share. Social media is free, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, you have a phone in your hands already. Most of the people do, or an iPad, so just hit that share button.
There's like a live watch party or something.
It's all live.
Come on, but they can share it. Like I just noticed that.
They can also.
I'm really slow technology, so.
Yeah, everybody can share it and stuff like that, man.
That's above mine.
So guys, if you're watching on a watch party, give us a like. R&R Studio. We do this 7 days a week, sometimes 9 days a week. No, 9 times a week, not 9 days a week.
We knew what you meant. Those are special weeks.
Yeah.
There might be mushrooms involved on those weekends.
There might be not in a while though, which I kind of miss it, but eventually, no, but eventually, I will do it again. No. Okay, so if you're watching on Twitter, guys, don't do shrooms. If you're watching on Twitter, guys, I don't condone it, unless they're mine. So if you're watching on Twitter, retweet this event. See if my Mexican accent's coming out. This event. If you're watching on Twitch, put the games down. Give your brain some music to absorb. And if you're gonna do it for any show, this is the show, man. Because this music, I was listening to you, bro, and it was just very peaceful, man. Your voice is very calming, very soothing.
Thank you. And if anybody's listening now, request some songs. If you know any of my old original stuff, even if it's been a while, I'll give it a shot. I might have to make up new words for the second verse.
That's fine, man. But nobody will know.
We'll run with it.
And we're just trying to have a good time here. Guys, thank you for tuning in on your Sunday. Thank you for making time for us on your Sunday. We're going to take a minute break. He's going to go into the booth, and we'll get the show started. We'll still be chatting back and forth. Thank you, guys, and stay tuned. We'll be right back.